Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Joey and welcome to Speakeasy, a channel where we venture into the world of whiskey and fine spirits. My reviews come out every Saturday, so to stay in touch, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can know when a review goes live. Before we begin, I put timestamps down below if you wanted to skip directly to the nosing or the tasting and don't want to hear about the history or just hear about the bottle. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this week's whiskey, Henry Mckenna. This is a whiskey from the Heaven Hill Distillery. This is a bottled-in-bond bourbon that has been aged for about 10 years. That is crazy because when it comes to the strict regulations of what a bottled-in-bond whiskey should be, they didn't have to age this bottle for 10 years. They could have done the bare minimum of 4 years that they decided to push the boundaries and give us something special. This bottle used to be considered widely available and was decently priced, but when it started winning a bunch of awards at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition back in 2019, it ended up taking home the Best in Show Whiskey, the Best Single Barrel, the Double Gold, and the Best Bourbon Award. That is amazing, and congrats to them for getting all those awards. Downside is, now it's a little hard to come by and the price has increased. Like, I had to pay around $70 for this bottle, and after hearing from some other people, this bottle used to be around like $40 to $50 range. But that won't stop me from buying an award-winning bottle. I just hope it's good. The mash bill on this one is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% barley. This is at 50% ABV, so 100 proof. The bare minimum as far as what a bottled-in-bond percentage goes. This particular bottle is barreled. It is from barrel 9423 and barreled in March of 2019. The only history that I was able to find on this bottle was that Henry Mckenna was an Irishman who had a family whiskey recipe and had to adjust the recipe to fit the crops that he had around him when he moved to Kentucky. But that's just about it for the history. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the nosing here. Ooh, that is quite sweet. It is like I'm getting nuttiness, I'm getting brown sugar, a faint hint of vanilla for sure, but I'm also getting this like almost like dried sweet cherry. But overall, that's a solid bourbon right there. Yeah, it's just another bourbon. Let's go ahead and get into the tasting here. The texture on this one is a little bit different. This one kind of has a bit of a syrupy, smooth kind of feel to it. I'm actually getting a bit of a clothed mouth feel. A little bit menthol, kind of like numminess. The burn that I normally get in the chest area, not on this one at all, which is a little crazy because normally I feel that burn, especially when it comes to a high percentage like a 50%. I'm not feeling that burn at all. I think it's mainly due to the 10 years in which, higher age doesn't necessarily mean better. It just changes what the whiskey is going to be. This, if we were going to go into the notes here, so I'm getting a lot of that nuttiness, a lot of that oak, but surprisingly though, the oak that's normally present in other bourbons that I've tried has this like spice or this kick behind it. But this one is actually quite rounded and smooth. I like that. There is still, probably because of the rye in here, but there's this earthy herbal note to this that is very nice and pleasant, and it's such a crazy situation where it's like all this nuttiness, sweetness, and then all of a sudden it goes into this earthy, like grainy kind of note to it. I'd probably say maybe like the finish is like medium long, because what's left is just this earthy note to it, and I'm really enjoying that. I want to say maybe near the end I'm kind of getting like this bitter dark chocolate note. Bitter dark chocolate near the end, and it's like pairing it with like the dried cherry that I was talking about. But overall, that is still like an amazing bourbon though. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go into our ranking system. We have top, middle, and bottom shelf. For this one right here, being that I had to pay more than what MSRP was, and for what I ended up getting out of it, I mean, this is a special 10-year, but would I say top shelf? Maybe not. I probably put this one on the middle shelf because it's one of those things where it's like it was a very good bourbon, but it wasn't like just mind-blowing, like change my whole life kind of situation. Or I mean, because I mean, again, this is just all subjective, but with something like this though, the earthy notes are nice, but they're not suited for my palate necessarily. I'm more of like the, you know, deep syrup, maple syrup kind of person. So that's why, like, if you take a look at Angel's Envy Rye or Old Forester, I really like those because they have that maple syrup note in it. But this one is a different beast. But if you're looking for that earthy, nutty, dried cherry flavors, then this is a winner for you. And I say definitely go and take a look at this. With that being said, this is going to be on the middle shelf. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. Please be sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe and do all the things that the YouTube gods say that you should do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.